Standing by, standing by.
So it's gonna be live on Facebook too, or
It will be. It is on YouTube right now. We are
okay,
live.
so we can get
We are live.
questions.
Maybe it's sometimes a little sparse on YouTube, but but that's okay because we can kind of like keep it just between us. But welcome to you. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Not
How you
bad.
doing?
Alan from Blue Frost IT is here once again, and looks to be like a typical business owner, small business owner, running ragged from morning till night. Yay or nay?
Today, definitely yay. It's been a long day. I've had multiple meetings this morning with just networking and then just doing general business of on sites and taking care of clients and just doing everything we got to do.
It's been a while since we've spoken together doing the Tech Tuesday segments, but I'm glad you are here. I tell people regularly if they have a smaller, medium-sized business, to call you to sit down for that half-hour meeting.
I had multiple meetings this morning. Oh, hang on. Sorry, there you go. Sorry. I don't know if that was reverbing through your end.
It was a little bit, but no big deal.
I muted the sound on that because if people do have questions, we'll answer.
Yeah, sure. If you do have a question and you're watching this live on YouTube, by all means, please fire away. Alan can, of course, help you with anything you need. But one of the things that I did want to mention is that when you sit down with people for that immediate that first consultation, you're asking them questions about their business specifically as to how they run, correct?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it comes down to how big is your company, what type of equipment are you using, as well as where do you want to, if you're a newer company or even a very established company, of where do you want to see yourself, where do you want to be in a year, 3 years, 5 years, and we try to look at what you're trying to work with and equipment wise and what the state is. We look at, EOL, which is end of life, or is your equipment nearing end of life? Is it surpassed its end of life? Just what are we working with to make you guys as efficient as you can be? I've worked with clients that have computers that were, it was 2005 these computers were built.
Oh no.
And it's just, we've, desperately need to upgrade these are, I'm surprised they're still functioning. The hardware hasn't failed on them. Just getting them brought up to today's technology and, making them more efficient and, talking with clients, and they're like, and I speak with their employees that work on these computers on a daily basis, and they're like, yeah, I can turn it on and then I can walk away for 20 minutes and I can finally use my computer. And it's like, okay, we can definitely remedy this. And do a lot with it, and they tell them now your computer's going to boot up in less than 10 seconds, and you can just go to work.
I bet they want to kiss you. I bet they're just like, what, huh?
Yeah, with what I built 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
There's even faster now. It's just like,
and when you talked about end of life, how much time, how long does something last? What can I expect? I use mine for hours and hours every single day.
A computer or a server or even network equipment, the overall average lifespan is somewhere between 5 to 7 years. Okay. So after that, depending upon the equipment, manufacturers start to discontinue patches, upgrades, things of that, firmware updates, depending upon what type of equipment we're talking about. They tend to, or even with look at Microsoft Windows. Windows 7 was a great operating system. It was around for a long time. And then, they do put an end of life to it.
Right.
The big one I'm working on this year is a lot of clients that are running Server 2012, because supposedly, according to Microsoft, is next end of summer 2023. 2023 is next year already. It's so weird. I remember like 2012 and
I know, we're
2015,
almost
and now we're at
halfway
2020.
done.
Yeah, we're halfway through 2022 practically. It's like it's really, getting older, you really start to forget what year it is.
Oh, tell me about it, man. It
It's
doesn't
like,
get any better. And you've got 2 kids now. So,
well,
oh,
yeah. I guess and God, we were doing Tech Tuesdays back when Ashton would pop in and be like, "Hey, look, here's the baby bump," and uh, little Ethan is actually going to be in less than a month. He's going to be 1.
oh my gosh.
I kid you not. He's going to be 1 next month.
That's ridiculous.
Like time just blows by. So, I have some clients that I manage on a monthly basis, and some of their servers are still running 2012. So you don't run 2012.
No, I know, but I'm on a monthly basis. I'm one of those.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But server 2012 is going to be discontinuing, and Microsoft is just saying, hey, we're done with this. We're going to no longer make updates for it, security patches, anything like of that nature. So this year is going to be going to them and saying, hey, we need to upgrade you to like 2019 or newer. Let's see what the best bang for buck is.
This seems like the type of business where a business owner who has a network and the equipment to keep their business running, it seems like they almost have to be beaten into submission sometimes before they finally agree to sit down with someone like you, and they're like, okay, I really want to do this right. And to me, that's what I try to stress. Just sit down for the half-hour conversation, and they tell you what they do in their business, because the last thing they want to do is buy too much, too little, or buy the wrong thing, because then it's even more of a headache. It starts with you. You're the key, because then after you get that information, you then say, okay, this is what you do in your business, this is what you need. Isn't that how it works?
Absolutely. I mean, we, depending upon where you're a manufacturing company, a CPA firm, we work with a lot of medical practices, being like chiropractic or dental. And, I worked with a client, a dental practice, a couple of years ago that we still work with today. And they were on the fence about buying a very, very expensive piece of equipment. However, doing, them talking with me and what they want, what this is going to do, I got with manufacturers, did some research with their engineers and say, hey, if they go with this, what does their office really need in order to run the software correctly? And in a nutshell, it's a very high-end 3D panoramic scanner, like the big one that goes around your head and does the natural head. Well, they were on the fence about it. So when I built their computers for them and did some customized machines for them, yeah, they were fast. But however, when they tried, they did pull the trigger on having it built, and they were going, why isn't this working so well? I'm not happy that the computers can't handle the software correctly. It's like, no. We designed and built these so that they would work with your software. However, you were still on the fence on whether or not you're going to spend this, huge amount of money on this. I call it a Star Trek kind of scanner, because this thing moves so smoothly and it's this perfect Star Trek white color. And I mean, it literally takes a full 3D image of your skull, basically, and then you can take it and spin it around. You can cut your jawbone open, and then they can pan it and look at, differently into your, it's some extreme dentistry stuff. Okay. I mean, it's very futuristic, but I had to remind them that, hey, we had this conversation. We built and designed the machine so that if you did go through with this, all we have to do is add on a higher end graphics card that can handle this 3D rendering. Because now we're talking of doing CAD, basically, of think of CAD of being a building.
Sure.
And you weren't sure you wanted to do that. So we didn't spend the money on these higher end computers. Basically, all we had to do was slap a video card into it that would handle that. So now that we did, the power supply, the room inside the computer case, all of that's there. All we had to do is put this last ingredient into it.
Okay.
Now that you decide to do this, and then they're like, oh yeah, I remember that conversation. we went through with it, and now it's crystal super smooth when they're trying to look at cavities or root canals or whatever they do, and it's great for them, so it's just, we try to plan as much as we can so that if they do something like that, it's, hey, we just got to add this.
Exactly. And you know what? And that's what I try to stress. I'm the whole idea of that what you just described is exactly what we went through when you and I spoke, because I said, well, this is what I do. And you said, well, if you pay for this, you won't need this. So this is kind of pointless. Yes, you need this. No, you don't need that. Here's where and you basically spelled it all out for me. You took the time and treated me. This is what you do and how you do it. It's all based on the communication and listening to you, because if you had said, well, these things are going to make everything perfect for you, but you're like, don't cut any corners on this though, because then that's when, it can get weird.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you work with people and you say, hey, for what you want to do, this is what it's going to take to do it. But then maybe the dollar figure is too high and they want to backpedal a little bit. And they're like, well, can we skimp here? Can I do this? And, it's like, you can, but if you want me to support it, we need to do X, Y, Z, because if we just do X and Y and we don't do Z, you're going to get part of what you're trying to do, but not all.
It's going to be terrible. Right.
So it can't be hard at times, but it really comes down to just making sure that we fully disclose and be very transparent of what you're trying to accomplish. And if you want it done and done right, and you really just want to enjoy the experience of using this and really enjoying experiencing the money you're putting into your company, that you're getting that out of it, then yeah, sometimes you do spend a little bit more, but the end results are you're going to ride this out for 5 to 7 years or so, and you're not going to have any problems. So
you're going to have a great piece of equipment. On the show, I periodically reference that for like 3 or 4 years in a row, you have won an award from the other IT companies in town. Have you ever heard me describe that?
I haven't. I've been trying to listen to the podcast, but I listen. I'll be able to listen for like an hour, here or there. So I don't know.
That may be a lie, but it still sounds good.
No, I do have a listener of yours that does reach out to us from time to time. And he was talking to me. He's like, yeah, Eric Zane was saying you guys won some award and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, we actually did. But it's not for our technology standpoint. Ashla and I were awarded, we're members of the Wyoming Kenwood Chamber of Commerce.
Of course.
And we were awarded, I think I have it somewhere in my office. Yeah, right here. It's over here on the floor.
Okay.
But we were awarded the Daniel Van Dyke Outstanding Volunteer of the Year Award.
Oh, okay. So you were giving back to the community type of deal, huh?
We try to put, or what we take in, we try to give a lot out. So we do a lot with the chamber, the Wyoming County Chamber, as far as donations. We give our time, we give supplies to a lot of charitable organizations within the community here, and we were nominated and selected as an award. We had no idea about this, so
we'll just go with it. If they ask you, just say, well, Eric tends to embellish things, but we like to think that we are pretty good. You can thread the needle as long as they get in the door.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure that that's the award he was talking about, or the one you're saying that we've won about these IT awards.
But I
don't know of any.
I had actually described it as there was a convention of all local IT companies in West Michigan. They could only vote on a company. They could not vote for themselves. And then you guys have won Best IT Company voted on by your peers for 5 years running.
5 years. We haven't even been in business though. We've been in business almost 4 years, but yeah,
Hey.
that'll be in a few months. We'll hit 4 years, so that'd be cool.
So you're the one who tipped me off to Frank Fuss.
Yeah.
And wow, that has been, I tell you what, man, you hit the nail on the head with that one. That guy has helped me out in many, many ways. And he's he markets on the show too. So it all kind of works out.
Yeah, he actually does our insurance. So
right. No, he's great, man. He is and I think he can bench press like 300 pounds too. Did you ever get to look at him?
Oh yeah.
We've
sponsored golf outings for scholarships and stuff with the Caledonia Chamber, as well as the Wyoming Kentwood Chamber, the Granville Jennison Chamber. And I know he is an avid golfer and loves to golf. So when we put our 4-man team together, he's, one of the first people I call saying, "Hey, you want to go golfing?
Oh.
We got a team to fill. You want to have a good day, free game of golf, 18 holes in a cart. So go have fun, man." I mean, he saved us a ton of money on our health insurance, but at the same time gave us amazing coverage. So
yeah.
We have nothing bad to say.
No. Hey, let me ask you this. Occasionally, in particular websites that like occasionally I want to go and click on a YouTube video, but I want just the audio. There's a site you can go to where you can take that YouTube video link and put it in there. But every one of these sites has it's like that. It's like a red thing, and it's just don't go here.
It's my 7:30 alarm for every night. So
all right, yeah. Well, every time I click on it, I'm reminded of the anti whatever software you put in to keep me from going to sites that'll hurt my computer.
Oh, ESET, yeah. If it's a known site or anything like that, or anything tries to come back from the website, websites can contain code that are malicious and try to put something into your browser or provoke an exploit or something like that. ESET's predominantly very, very good at stopping and blocking that. Yep. So that's one of our biggest antiviruses that we push for people, is just for that fact. Or when we set up network backends and we're doing a firewall and wireless and switches and stuff like that nature, putting certain equipment together for them, their method, for what they're doing, it's great. We set up all my clients have to, if they try to do something, I'm not saying if one of my clients try to do something malicious, if they try to go to a site or do something that is going to, that's trying to push something malicious back on them, whether it's a virus or even in your email. I mean, if you look in your Outlook, you have a tab called ESET, and it'll tell you, threats blocked or threats detected, or it's stop, just the most random things you probably wouldn't think of, but it's there to protect you. So
I want to just go over the in a nutshell everything you do. We talked about like in a business, talking to you about upgrading their equipment. We're talking about if you need a actual room retrofitted so that it has the right wall jacks and line drops and things like that. You do all of that. I know that.
Yeah, we can come into your office if you're a company that's going to be brand new, or a company that's upgrading, or not really upgrading, but upscaling their floor plan, because, hey, you're just growing out of your office space and you need someone to come in and you sit down with you and say, "Hey, we're going to put a receptionist desk here. We're going to have 2 receptionists. They're going to have phones each. There's going to be a printer behind them. In here, we're going to have a conference room. We want a conference room set up." Like I was saying, I just did an install today, put a TV up on the wall, put a computer. We mount it all to the TV. It's all nice and put together. Got a camera on it. And then, we're going to have, call center over here. We're going to have a bunch of cubicles. And then we're going to have managers and CEO, whatever. If it's all drawn out, we can come in, put all the wiring in, faceplates in. We can put the whole network up together. Or if you're a new company, we can come in and do all the same thing. And then if you need some sort of storage device or servers, we can do that. I mean, pretty much what I like to tell people is if you can think it, we could probably do it.
Gotcha. When it comes to a lot of people are still working remotely, that probably is never going to leave us. Do you sometimes, is that something you would do too for the worker with their setup at home, maybe a laptop or whatever they need? You can do quick fixes for things like that.
We've done a few in the past, 2 years now, a little over 2 years of, people or companies saying, hey, we're sending our employees home. We want to make sure that they can access the office, so I've done multiple. I've done I think my record's 8 home visits in a day of just bouncing around from one company going and just hitting all these employees' houses over the course of 3 weeks and just going through and making sure, okay, your computer's set up, your wireless looks good, your wireless isn't, just open to everybody. Your laptop can connect, you got a camera built into it. You can connect to Zoom or Teams or whatever, GoToMeeting, whatever you're using. And, you guys are able to connect to your remote office. There's no hardware restricting that because not all routers and whatnot or firewalls are the same. So whether you're using Comcast or AT&T, Spectrum, Charter, whomever, making sure, or if they're using their own cable modem or own router, that, they're able to phone home in a sense to access the company network. So,
all right. And finally, what did you think of the Lions getting Aiden Hutchinson and the kid from Alabama, Jameis Williams? Is that his name? I forget what the fuck his name is.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but getting Aiden, I think, I don't know. I mean, the last 2 years of college football have been interesting. Coming out of the whole COVID thing and the 2020 season of one team playing or one division playing 5 games and another division playing 10, and then going, this team's ranked better than the other. And that was just a hogwash pile of mess. But I don't know. Going pro, I don't watch a lot of pro football.
No,
so
I know, but still.
I mean, they're good players, but I mean, what was it? Stafford? He left the Lions.
Oh, you are, boy. Yeah. He's on
then he won the Super Bowl his first year.
Yeah.
Of course. So you can take in my opinion, this is my 100% opinion, that if you take a solid player and put them in an environment with a team that can't perform, then yeah, you can have the first round best quarterback, but the quarterback is only one person of the team. Because the quarterback's only going to play half the field time, because if the defense is on the field, the quarterback ain't doing anything. So you can have the number one best world-renowned quarterback, but when your team's on defense, what's your quarterback doing? So you put the right players in the right environment on the right team, and yeah, they can make magic happen.
I know you love. It's crazy to me how much you love college football and no interest whatsoever in pro football.
It's the stature of it. I got a multi-million-dollar contract, so I can just screw off, or I don't feel like playing today, blah, 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 blah. But in college, you pull that crap and your coach is going to look at it and go, hey, you ain't trying that hard anymore. We're going to bench you.
Right.
And now your scholarship's at risk.
But now it's pretty interesting.
There's a little bit difference there.
What about the whole business about name, image, likeness? Some of these guys have $1 million deals when they're still in high school now.
I didn't hear much about that. What's that about?
Name, image, likeness. That means the college athlete now has the freedom to, let's say, the local shoe shop gives the guy $1 million to wear their shoes. He can do that.
Yeah. How they lifted that whole thing where it's like college kids can, because it was a Lansing or whatever, some some player for Michigan State was getting paid to buy some like car dealership or something.
Yeah. And
like, I only drive so and so cars.
Right.
And like,
that's what they're doing.
Yeah, whatever.
It's
you
like
drive
the
a Honda.
Well, all right.
Yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. That, I don't know. It's up in the air. It's like these kids are, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them do get scholarships, and they're, if you're going to Michigan State or U of M or some Big Ten school where college is extremely expensive, you're kind of, and you're going to walk away after 4 years getting a college, graduate degree, 4-year degree, and you're walking away not owing a dime.
No, and that's fantastic because most of those players are not going to play pro football, so they do take advantage of that, and that's excellent. But then there's the some that will be superstars who are like, they're actually going to get paid while they're playing college football.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying there. I mean, if some kid is there and they're like, hey, we want you, we'll give you X amount of dollars and to say that you wear our shoes, and they're going, hey, I'm not likely to get drafted, then hey, more power to you.
Right.
But when you look at like superstar quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, the guys that are, have an extremely high chance of being drafted with a multi-million-dollar contract and then getting paid more, and then on top of it getting a free scholarship, it's like, well, I get, kudos to them, I guess, but there's no way to draw a fine line with what they're getting.
Agreed.
Because not, look how big a team is. Our company, let's say for Michigan State, because I am an MSU fan, I got the one picture up there of the great fobble of like, what's it, 2015 now?
That was an incredible play. Incredible play.
Yeah. Trouble with the snap is
Surrender Cobra. Yeah. Surrender Cobra.
Yeah. But we'll go with Michigan State. They, their team's 80, 90, 100 players. How many of them are actually going to get offered money? Not all of them.
No.
So there's kids that are probably paying to go to school, no scholarship, and they just love the game. They just want to be on the field, and they won't see any money from sponsorships or whatever. They're not getting a scholarship, but then again, there's the polar opposite of, I'm the star running back, I'm getting sponsorships, I'm already got drafting deals or whatever down the road. And, there's no happy medium, honestly.
All right. I'm going to cut it right there. You are the best. If anybody wants to reach out to Alan, you can just call him 616-200-8550 or info@bluefrostit.com. Go to their website, bluefrostit.com. And am I missing anything? Is that all? Is that how we do it?
For the most part, yes. We have expanded. One thing we've never really talked about with anybody, because it's just something we never really did, but not that we didn't do it, it's just we never talked about it, is whether you're a small company or a Fortune 500 company, Fortune 100 company, you probably already have your own IT in-house. You could have 20 to 50 IT employees, depending how big your company is. One thing that we don't really talk about that much that we kind of want to start talking about more is that we are a hardware, software, and license reseller. So if you're looking to do a computer refresh or a network refresh, whether it's Cisco, networking equipment, Dell or HP servers, Dell or HP, Lenovo workstations, desktops, laptops, we do licensing and reselling. We can usually beat out 9 out of 10 quotes just because we have a smaller footprint than larger tech companies. So if you're an IT director or an IT manager going, hey, our laptops are nearing the age we need to refresh 100 or 200 of them for a large company, by all means, please send us an email. Just say, hey, I'm so and so, we're looking for X amount of desktops. with these specs, can you get us a quote? Be more than happy to do it. We can usually beat it. Well, we can usually beat most other tech, IT companies or even distributor pricing, just with our past sales and whatnot. So we'd love to earn more business from other companies that, they don't need us as an IT company to manage them or take care of them or provide support. However, we can sell equipment and we've done a pretty good job with beating most companies' prices. So
excellent. Okay. Well, hey, I tell you what, I appreciate it. We're going to have to do this again very soon. And okay.
It's definitely been a while.
Yeah, it has. I appreciate you so much. Okay.
Yeah, let's see if we can't do this next month or something.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm all in. All right. Okay, now I'm going to cut it right there. But I will have, what I'm doing is I'm recording this. So I will fade it out at that point. It'll like fade to black. And then I